Hello and welcome to the new look of WorkRite. Myself, Ella Stiles and Luke Robertson are going to be showing you this today. Just to introduce us, we are the WorkRite implementation and account managers for London and South East. You've probably met one of us at one point or spoken to one of us. So we're just going to go through and show you what is different about the new look of WorkRite. So Luke, I'll hand over to you.
Thanks, Ella. Hello, everybody. So hopefully you can see here we're on the new look and feel home page. You'll know that from your existing look, you've kind of got everything showing on one page and there are big grey margins to either side. So we've tried to make it look a lot better and also just make ease of access for whatever you need to do or whatever you need to see obvious. So this falls in line with the 3 levels of access you can have to the WorkRite system. So if you are a client administrator, you'll have quite a busy page here and you'll be able to see the courses you're due to do yourself, the management system, which we'll go into in a bit more detail, access to reports, which again we'll show you, and also if as a company you are using the accident management system, the risk management system, or the dyslexia screener, you'll have access to those here too. As a client manager, you'll have access to the courses you're due to do, the management system and the reports, but similar to the way it works now, you'll only be able to run reports or do administrative functions on people you are responsible for. And then if you're at that bottom level, which we call a student, and all you need to do is log in and do your training, you'll only have this e-learning courses option here. Everybody has the access to change their password over to the left, and you also, as an administrator, have access to our live help team. And there's a user guide which will change depending on the level of access you have to the system. So I'll hand you back to Ella, who I think is going to show you e-learning courses.
Yeah, so you can see here next to e-learning courses you've just got an enter button. When you click onto that, it just takes you through to the training that you need to complete. This is our demo system, so it is going to show you all of the courses, obviously, rather than the ones that you would have access to. I'm just going to look at the AssessRite 3.0 course. You can see underneath, it just gives you a little overview of how far you've got. So you can see here, the modules are completed because it's got a little green tick next to them. The test here, I've got 85%, and again, I've completed it because it's got a green tick next to it. And then you've got the assessment, which is also completed again because it's got a green tick next to it. And then at the end here, you can see how many open issues there are. If they've got partway through any of them, there's like a little timer, orange timer instead, so you can see and they can see how far they've got through the course. To then access the course, you just click on the little play button, so start learning, and then it just takes you through to what they should be used to already, straight into the course. If they want to, or if you want to access your training, you just need to click on the view training info there, and it brings you through to your training page. This page looks slightly different, but my colleague Luke will be talking about this at a later stage, so we'll leave that until then. Right, I'll hand that back over to Luke.
Thanks, Ella. So I just want to show you into the management side of the system a little bit more. It does what it says on the tin, so I'm going to click on the WorkRite Management System button here. Now you'll recognise this next page from your existing WorkRite system. The charts are similar, they refer to the same things, but hopefully you'll agree they just look slightly better and are easier to use. So you've got your pie chart here, which will show you the issues you have per assessment. So this is showing AssessRite, the Office DSC course, but if you've got multiple courses with assessments, you can scroll down through here and choose your driver or your stress awareness or whatever it is. You've also got a bar chart here which will tell you how many people are in each group on the system. So you've got people in locations, departments or course groups. You've got issues by client manager if you are using that middle step, and you've also got a quick reference to show you how many people have done each course. Now in terms of how you interact with these, they're very similar. In terms of process, we've tried to keep it the same as what you currently do. It's just that it kind of looks better and is a smoother experience. So in terms of dealing with issues that have come up off the back of course assessments, just show you that briefly. So this pie chart tells you how many issues you've got overall. There are 19 showing on this system. You can decide to see more people in the pie chart if you want to by using that drop down. So you've got the segmented pie chart and then you've got a key over on the right hand side. So I'm going to pick on Ella Kerr, the orange segment. If you click into it, it will open up Ella's training file. Now this is similar to the page that Ella, different Ellas, sorry, showed you earlier. Now depending on how many courses that person has access to, you've got quite a busy page here because it's our demo site, as Ella mentioned earlier. But this timeline here is quite a kind of nifty functionality, and it will tell you everything that person's done and when for each course they're due to do. So this person has done their DSE course, started it on the 5th of August, completed it 1st of August, and then they got another training notification to do it again, and they've done so, passed their test, and it tells you what score they got, etc. You can print certificates from this page, but what I'm interested in doing is viewing the issues that they have off the back of the most recent assessment, which you can see is at the top of the timeline there. And you can either export that to PDF or you can click on View, which will take you into their Open Issues report. You have to bear with it a second. I haven't got the best internet connection. Now this page gives you a bit more of an overview of that person's assessment. So if you've uploaded documents against an assessment, then you can view them here. You can look at the assessment in its entirety with that questions answered tab. But what I want to do is look at the issues. And again, you'll recognize this page from the existing look and feel. Everything you need to deal with is pushed to the top of this page. If there's an existing note added against it, then you'll have this little blue post-it note there. And over on the right-hand side, you've got the update status and show notes buttons. Now they work in a very similar way to your existing. If you want to add notes against someone's record, then just click on show notes, populate the box and click add. Or if you want to close something down from open to closed, you can access the new started drop down there, change it to closed, and just click update status on the right-hand side. I won't go into it in too much detail because the process is very similar to what you're already aware of. I'm just going to pop back out to the dashboard. And again, you'll be aware that that was a kind of individual one-by-one method of closing down issues. You have got the bulk method, and that is by clicking on the red number beneath the pie chart. So this report already exists, and again, it's just been given a bit of a facelift. In here, you've got all the open issues that are currently on your system grouped by the various column headers you've got here, and you can filter it up here. So by the issue type, by the location, and then you can decide how you're sorting it, whether it's by the person or by the date they completed the assessment or by the issue, etc. But you can run through and review everything that you've got going on, and if you want to, you can tick boxes over to the right hand side. So for example, Irene Bell, if you're happy that you've resolved her issues, tick her boxes, and you can tick either 1 or 10 on this page, and at the top you've got the option to add bulk note change status. So again, this works in exactly the same way as you're already comfortable with. Add your note, close it down, and it will slot that individual note against each person's record. Pop back out to the dashboard. And I think I'm going to hand back to Ella here. I think that's pretty much everything you need from your dashboard. Yeah. Ella.
Thank you. So I'm just going to mention that you can now set up your own theme on the system, and I just want to show you how to do that. So you see underneath company, if I click onto here, this page again looks slightly different. It's still got all the same functionality. It's just separated under headings now rather than obviously seeing all of the information on one page. You've got theme here. So you can see there's a few themes set up on here, so you can have as many themes as you want, and you can choose who accesses each one of those themes. If I go on to edit here, you can see here whether this theme is enabled, whether it's the default theme, which means when you add them, that will be always the theme that they get put into unless you change it. You can upload your logo, and then you can change any of the colours that are on the system as well. So you can really customise it and get it to your colours, your internal colours. That's absolutely fine. You can change all of that here. If you want to add any more themes, you can see here you've got create theme, and you can add as many as you'd like, and you've also got apply theme to users, so you can apply it across the board. Say your logo's changed or your colouring's changed, you can update it and then just apply that theme for everyone. Right, I'm just going to move on to the user page now. Again, this does look very similar to our old look. How you add a new user, you'll see at the top right here, you've got create user. That's slightly different. You only have to fill out a few columns now rather than obviously all of the information in one place. Once you've added them, then you can add the groups and the courses and everything like that. Just going to go back to the user page. To deactivate users, it's in the exact same way as you would before. So you tick the people you want to deactivate, and then you choose on the action to take bar, deactivate selected users, and that's then made inactive. The thing to mention, as it's slightly different, is you'll see next to each user there's a little option, few little options, whereas they weren't there before. So just to clarify what each one of them is, you can see here you've got view edit user, which is if you want to make any changes to their grouping, their courses, their email address, that's where you'd make those changes. You've got the quick summary, so that's what you used to see when you clicked on their last name. So it just gives you a little snapshot of what they've done, what emails they've received. Then next to that, you've got view training. And then finally, you've got the send email button at the end. Right, I'm just going to hand back over to Luke, and he's going to talk you through the reports.
Thanks, Ella. So, sound like a broken record, but reports have just moved slightly in terms of how you access them, but once you're in, you will recognize them. So, reporting system, if I click enter, you'll see the reports that you had access to previously listed along the top here, and we've also got a new place for your saved reports. So whereas before these lived under the button My Saved Reports, you now have quick and easy access to them under the reporting tab, and I will show you that briefly in a second. But just to show you, if I click into one of these, training and assessment for example, it opens up the same reporting suite that you are already comfortable with. So back out to the home page. It's worth showing you on the saved reports. If you're not confident with the saved reports function, if I just pop back into that training and assessment report, once you've run a report, whether it's in here or email sent or whatever it might be, and you're happy with the results you've got, you have got that big blue save button in the middle, and what it will do is save your filters for you so that you don't have to run it every single time you need that information. Once you've clicked save and you've named it, it will then appear in your list here. And you've got various options over to the right hand side. So you can run it, that will just run those filters and give you an up-to-date fresh set of statistics. You can also schedule and share it. So if I click on that next to one of these, you can choose an interval that you want the report to run on, starting from a date specified by you. Save it, it will run that report on those dates you've specified, and then this sharing function here in the drop down will show all your administrators or client managers. You just choose who you want to have access to that report. When they log into their WorkRite system and click on their reporting tab, they will then have that saved report showing in their list. And then lastly, if you tick that include as email recipient, they will also get that report run and exported as a CSV file, and they'll get it into their inbox. So you can have location heads or line managers all copied into a monthly, weekly report, whatever it might be. And that's pretty much it of the new look and feel. As we've said a few times, in terms of process, not much has changed. We've just tried to improve the way it looks and then the feel of a couple of the kind of functionalities and buttons. But unless you have anything to add, Ella, I think that's everything.
Yeah, I think that is everything. Well, thank you for listening. And if you've got any questions about the new look, just let us know. So your implementation manager, your account manager, or get in contact with our support team. And thanks again.